Welcome to the top 5 auto advice. Symptoms and signs of a bad catalytic converter. The main symptom is going to be that there's a lack of power issues, mainly that the vehicle is not going to have the power like it once did. So if you go to step on the gas and the vehicle just doesn't have the power, like it once did, the acceleration is bad, things like this, then that's a sign of clogged catalytic converter. Your fuel economy is also going to be worse since the vehicle is having to work extra hard, and another symptom is that it could be much hotter underneath the vehicle than it usually is, and this is because that the exhaust is backed. And sometimes you may see the check light on. The engine can also start to misfire or run rough when this happens, especially if the catalytic converter is really just clogged up, and that exhaust can't escape out at all, because air needs to come into the engine through the intake, and then after it burns the fuel, it needs to escape out the tailpipe. And if it can't escape, then the engine is going to start to run rough, and it could misfire. Sometimes there can also be like a strong sulfur, rotten egg smell or something like this. So if there is like a strange smell coming out the tailpipe, then it could be a clogged catalytic converter. One thing you can do, tap on the converter or try to bump on it and see if there's any rattling noises out of there, because quite often pieces of the catalytic converter can come loose and they start to rattle around inside the exhaust or inside the converter itself. And so if you could bump it, or if you hear any kind of like rattling noises out of there, then there can be an issue with it. Another method that some mechanics will use is that they'll bust loose the bolts at the flanges right before the catalytic converter. They'll loosen these up like half an inch or 3/4 of an inch or so, and then they'll drag the vehicle around the block, and they'll just see if there's more power. It's because when they bust, these loose exhaust will be able to escape easier instead of being forced through a clogged catalytic converter. There is some cleaner that you can use. There's different types of cleaner. What you do with this is you add it to your fuel. It's a fuel additive, so you add it into the fuel tank, and then you take the vehicle like out on the highway or something like that, and you really rev up the engine, and you try to drive it for like 10 miles, and basically you try to blow out the catalytic converter and get it cleaned out, and get it to work again, hopefully. If that doesn't work, you may have to replace the catalytic converter to get your vehicle up and running smooth again. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider like share and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.